I'm liking that. Mr. DJ, what you know about that?
Yes, that's for one of them more dusty sets or something, you know, some smooth jazz or something, you know.
Yeah, like Sunday
Some
morning.
jazz.
Welcome to Daddy's Podcast. Here we come.
Welcome.
Yeah, we here. Chicago in the house. We at home today. We at home. We got Big Bro over here, my
Yes,
man.
sir.
But first of all, I gotta say what's up to my man, Put. What's going on with you, brother?
Man, what's up, baby? We
Man,
back.
we back. Here
We
we
back.
go. Represent Chicago,
sir.
but this side is wow.
Wow,
103rd.
for real, baby.
We got my man Runno in the house.
Runno.
What's up, big bro? Welcome to the show, man. I'm glad you came to
appreciate
sit down with
y'all,
us,
bro.
man.
Yes.
Talk to us, brother.
Appreciate
Yes.
y'all having me out.
Much
man.
love. Much
Yes,
love.
sir. Yes, sir.
Much needed. So I'm here.
Man.
You know?
Okay.
And we need you, so we glad you here.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying?
There we go. We need each
All right.
other. When we
You know
come
what I'm
together, ain't nothing we can't do, man.
We can't do,
Let's
baby.
put it together,
Man,
bro.
we at
Put
home.
it together.
Man, so speaking since we at home, man, we all from the same area, 103rd Street. I'd like to just start off with this. What is your recollection, man, of growing up on 103rd Street from Garvey to Percy L.
goodness,
Julian, man,
man.
walking across the bridge for you, man. Your house is on the other side of the I-57. We at home today. Chicago, here we go. Runno, tell us, man.
It was a beautiful thing, man. We had such a tight-knit community back then that everybody knew everybody. Everybody knew
Yep.
everybody's families, mothers, fathers, all that. We all went to each other's houses, kicked it, had fun.
Yeah.
In
Definitely.
their basements, DJing,
Yeah.
dancing, footworking.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it was just, man, it was a beautiful thing.
said
We walking up to the
footworking,
loop,
baby.
walking up to
Greg
the
and
loop.
Greg,
Yeah,
we
we
used to have
did.
they used to be in a footwork
Yeah, we
club.
did. You remember that, bro? You remember that?
We used to go to the rink. We used to go
We
to
used
the
to
ring.
go
Yep,
to the
the
ring.
ring.
All
Yes,
that
we
stuff,
did.
man.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, that was our fun back then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing else going on. We just had fun.
Fun, bro.
We stayed out all night, kicked
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
All that good stuff,
Yeah.
man. So
Yeah.
it was a beautiful time back then. So-
Playing softball in the field.
Oh man,
Oh, man.
Piggy,
Piggy,
strikeout,
Willie and our bikes. Oh, man.
Oh yeah, definitely the bikes.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
man.
We got BMX bikes,
Did all the reflectors,
everything,
drags,
Right.
stretchers on the bike.
So yeah,
lot of
you know,
memories.
go to Drake Perkins' house, play basketball in his yard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sean Hammock.
Yeah.
The hammocks, yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Shout out
you know.
Shaw Hammock. Shout
Yes,
out
sir.
Dre.
It was just
Yeah.
like I said, it was a beautiful time back then, man. And we didn't have to worry about all this nonsense that's going on like today's time, but back then, we just had fun.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
that's what I miss about it. You know what I'm saying? Just having fun and getting together, sitting on each other's porches, talking, all that good stuff, you know. So I wish I could go back and just have those memories again, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause, man, it was great. You
Yeah.
know? So
So with you still being in the neighborhood now, have you seen a change from, I would say, 80s and 90s when we were really in the street to, what it is now?
yeah, it's a difference totally now. I mean, back then it was a lot more kids out back then in the days.
Yeah.
You
We
know,
knocked on each other's door, didn't
right,
we, bro?
even though that I remember, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's still communities there, stores and stuff like that, but not like how we used to have the dog pad. Ow.
I was going to
You know what I'm
mention
saying?
Miss Mosley, bro,
Right.
the dog
Yeah,
pad.
yeah.
You know, all those
Yeah.
types of things, but like I said, I'm still there. I'm
Yeah.
still in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just what it is. The block I stay on, it's a beautiful block. Everybody on my block is retired. So you know, we get along and all
It's
that
definitely
good stuff.
pockets, still
Right,
great
right.
pockets, you know?
So, but
Yeah.
overall, 103rd is not the 103rd that
we knew.
I remember we growing up on, you know? So, the kids going to Julian nowadays, Marcus Garvey, they totally different. All that good stuff. So, you know.
Yeah.
But, it's still 103rd, though. It's
Yeah,
still our
that's us.
103rd.
Right,
Hey,
right.
It's still our tray.
I got a memory from there, bro. Dog pad.
Oh,
And we had ours, right?
Yep.
And you know how we used to have 12 o'clock lunch
Mm-hmm.
at Marcus Garvey, right? From 12 to 1. We had to
Right.
come back at 1. So I remember one day I went to Miss Mosley, and most of us, I don't know about y'all, I think most of us, we went to Owls because it was right across the street from the school. And a few people went down to the dog pad. And Miss Mosley gave me my first education of supporting black businesses. She was like, you know, you all should really be coming to my store.
Yeah, she
and
was
you know,
real
remember she was
deaf
on that.
on
You
that.
remember that,
She
bro?
was real
was
deaf
on
on
that.
that.
And she was the one
Real
first
deaf.
person that really taught me how to support your own, you know, because
Yep.
we just went to Owls. They had more candy. It was closer to the school, you know what I'm saying? And she was, you know, so Miss Mosley, shout out to Miss Mosley. She really taught me how to support our community so we can keep our community as beautiful as it should be.
She used
it
to
comes
get
from
mad
us.
as hell when you would
She
go down the
did.
aisle
You
and then
remember
come
that?
down to her
She
store.
did.
Right.
She didn't even want to
did.
serve you.
Right. She'd be like, what you want? What
Yep.
you want?
She, man, her whole
Right,
attitude
yeah.
was different
Yes.
towards you. If you went
Yes.
down there and then came to
Yes.
us, shit.
Yes, and I did not understand
Man.
that back then.
Oh,
It
we
took
was
me
kids,
a while
you
to
know?
get that,
So-
you know? Yeah.
Definitely
But
that.
definitely,
Yeah.
man.
Definitely that. You know, like our local barber, Mr. Bridges.
Mr.
We all-
Bridges,
We all
yeah.
got our hair cut
Yeah,
down there,
Mr. Bridges,
Yeah.
across the
And
street
he's
from the
still
school.
there.
Still there.
Hey.
Washington Heights.
Yes,
Still
sir.
there.
So that
Still
right
there.
there just shows you
Yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
community there.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, yeah. So y'all talked about Mr. Bridges. Then you talked about Benny Washington Heights.
Yep.
I want to give a shout out to Ray. Ray got a barbershop
Yeah,
right there
Ray
on
is
103rd,
on
man.
Right around
and
the
he
corner.
keeping that
Yeah.
going, man. Shout
Yeah.
out to Ray. Yeah,
Yeah, Ray
definitely his
Matter of
barbershop.
fact, he just come
yeah.
here.
Oh, Ray just
Oh, he
got
come
your
to
hair?
here? Oh, man.
Straight up. Yeah,
So
yeah.
that just goes to show. And see, and that's the thing about it, man. Everybody in that era and time, we all still stay communicating some kind of way. We
Yeah.
all stay together.
Yeah.
We see each other all the time.
Yeah.
So for me, like I said, it's just I'm home.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
home.
Right.
Yeah, that's
I'm-
home.
I'm home.
It's home.
And everybody that see
Yeah.
me, you know, I see David Key, all these people. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
David
David
Key.
Key.
Yeah, you
Damn.
brought up a name, David Key.
man.
We had our sister Kate Key
Kate
in
Key.
our
Oh,
class.
yep,
Kate
yep,
Key was in
yep.
our class.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
it's just like
Yeah.
I said, I see everybody in the neighborhood. They see me, they be like, man, you look totally different. You done changed. I said, look, man, that's past tense. What I did back then was what I did.
Right,
what I do
right.
now is something totally different. You
Yeah.
know. So for me, I just keep it moving. You know, because I like living. I
Yes,
like
sir.
being here.
Yeah.
You know, and that's pretty much it. I raised my grandkids and my kids and.
Oh, man.
Man, so other than that, you know, it's what it is. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, dude. You made a whole 360-degree turn because, you know, you
Yeah,
was
let's talk about that.
let's
Yeah,
get-
let's
let's
talk
get
about
into
that,
a little
man.
bit
Let's
of that,
talk
man.
about
You
that
know,
because he
just-
made a beautiful 180
Yes,
or
sir.
360,
Yes,
whatever you
sir.
want to call
Well,
it, man.
I mean, like I said, you know, back then what happened, it happened the way it did. I experienced it, and that was just pretty much it. You know,
Okay.
I don't look at it anymore at this point. You know,
So can I ask why? Like, what led you to? We talking about gangbanging. Runno was thick in the street. What made you
Stick.
even,
Well-
go that way? Because that's why people say you look so different now. Let's,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
What even made Runno say, you know what, I'm gonna be a part of this particular
I
gang.
mean,
and I'm
all
gonna do
the
this.
guys I grew up with, they were in it, and you know,
Yep.
and it just
Yeah.
it was just
Yeah.
a neighborhood thing back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. So I grew up with Kinkin,
Kid Ken.
you know,
Man.
Cohen,
Cohen.
Goolie,
Gooley.
Oh, Ghoulie.
Spurgeon,
Yes, sir.
all
Spurgeon.
these guys,
Al.
you know what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah.
Al.
Al.
Yes, all
Yeah.
these guys I went to school with and everything, and
Lorenzo.
Lorenzo and Levi.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So your brother,
Yeah,
Sid,
yeah,
Sid,
my
yeah,
brother.
You
yeah.
know, it was just a neighborhood thing,
Yeah.
man. And back then, being in a gang wasn't being in a gang like it is now. It was
Right.
more so we just was protecting our neighborhoods. That was it. Because we had to deal with cats coming from Mount Carmel, all that type of stuff and everything. So we were just protecting our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it just evolved from there and went into something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for the most part. But like I said, that was our core. You know what I'm saying? We just had our neighborhood. Wherever we went, we represented. You know what I'm saying? So then I branched off and got into more heavier elements and everything, and you know, and that was pretty much it. You know, then drugs came into play and money and all that stuff, and everything changed. Everything changed.
Right.
So, but like what I'm saying, like I said, for the most part,
I want to know how it changed. Like
it changed a lot, man.
Because when I think of change, so I just want to be on the same page. When I think of change, when I think of Runno name, I didn't think of like a killer. I heard of somebody that will fight. You was just like a fighter, somebody that would go 12 rounds. That's what I knew. So when you say change, it'd be more than just fighting. It'd be, how my son is no longer here no more. Your son is no longer here. One of them, anyway. One of our kids are no longer here.
Right.
So that's what I was asking.
The change, like I said, came in place with money and the drugs pretty much. And when you start getting a lot of money and all that good stuff, you stop doing a lot of silly stuff. You know what I'm saying? It started becoming more business then at that point. So, if you got into it with somebody or whatever, but y'all was doing business, you thought about it because it's going to affect your money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So a lot of stuff got squashed back then because of money. So when you're getting $10,000, $15,000 a week, all that stuff there, you're going to be like, man, that's petty. Don't worry about that. Because you're not going to want to stop that money coming in.
Right.
Yeah. So and when I got hooked up with the individuals I got hooked up with, we was getting a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money. So my mindset changed. You know what I'm saying? Standing on the corner, my hat cocked and all that good stuff. We wasn't doing that no more. You know what I'm saying? We dressing up, we going to clubs and whatnot and, buying nice cars. So it started to elevate.
Yeah.
So gangbanging for me was totally different. I mean, I still represented what I was, but it was just a more laid-back setting now, Okay. So, but that model, that's an old model because that's not how it is now.
Right. It's totally different now.
Right, totally
It's totally different now.
So, the individuals that's out here now, they don't respect nothing. They don't honor nothing. They renegades. So it's no structure. So back then we had structure. If you did certain things back then, you got dealt with. Period.
Yes.
You got dealt with, and trust me, it was a lot of that going on around back then. So I wasn't trying to get all that. So
the violations.
Right. Yeah. So I was giving out a lot of violations, but I wasn't trying to get none because man, that's brutal.
Yeah.
So
hey, let me just jump in real quick. You might not even answer this question. So for real, like, what does a violation look like? What happens to a person that gets violated,
man.
bro?
Well,
for real, because I hear the stories, but I never
a violation can be real severe, man. It could be anywhere from getting a 5-minute no cover up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I had no cover ups.
Oh, you can get a fine or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So it all depends on the severity of the violation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like if you got caught using drugs and something like that, you get a severe violation. You get like 5 minutes, no cover up. And that's going to be about 5-6 guys beating on you, you know what I'm saying? All in your face. And
beating the hell out of you.
Man, you don't want that. You know?
Did you just tell me like if a certified gang member is caught using drugs that they would get violated? Y'all couldn't like smoke weed or nothing like that?
Not when you was out working. If you was on the clock, you was on the clock. After you get off the clock, whatever you do, your personal business, that's that. But if you working and you selling or whatever, man, you couldn't do none of that back then. You got, man, trust me, you get hemmed up for that. So, it was real strict back then, man. And I appreciated it. Right, I appreciate it because it gave me the discipline I have now.
I was over here
to
thinking.
this day. Yeah, so, it was.
Like, now I hear structure differently. Like, you say it was structure. Like,
it
that's
was structure.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Listen, we had meetings on Fridays. You had to pay your dues. All that good stuff, man.
And that's what the police couldn't understand.
Right.
They couldn't understand that shit, man. They had structure, man.
Yeah, real structure, man.
Like,
I used to have meetings every Friday. If you weren't at the meeting, I sent guys to come see you so you can come to the meeting. And then you had to explain why you weren't at the meeting or whatever. Then you got fined. Because every Friday, we already knew what we had to do. You know what I'm saying? We talked about business and everything. And then after that, we went about our way. But if you weren't at that meeting and we called for you to be at that meeting, it's going to be a problem. So,
man, I seen that happen in real life. Was I on Aberdeen, Morgan?
Hey.
I ain't gonna say no names, what's Mount Vernon, boy. Like they came, rolled up in the car, they jumped out the car, you need to be on that. I'm like, and shit happened.
But see, the on the other side of that, the positive side of that, it was like if the older people on the block was having problems,
Yes, sir.
they had somebody to come to.
Yeah.
See, and them young kids would listen to these cats.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whereas if now they don't have that.
Yep, that is true.
That's why it's so wild as hell out here now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not glorifying anything that transpired back then.
Right.
But it was just the fact that you had guys like Runno that you can come. Hey man, my mom said, man, these cats is out in front of her house.
Yep.
You know, man, she's scared to come out. All right, cool. Runno, go holler at them cats, send somebody around there. Guess what? Them little jokers ain't gonna be out there no more.
No more. That's true.
Because he said,
Yeah. That's how he walked. That's how his name was. Hey,
you know,
tell me, is any? I know it's validity to it, but let me just say if I'm saying it right. Jabo, right? He went to Morgan Park.
I remember. I know the story.
You know, so he getting off the bus. He got off at 103rd and Vincennes or something, right? And he just, could you finish the story? But what Jabo basically told me is you basically saved his life, bro. And you did it real smooth, bro.
What happened was the guys saw him and whatnot. They knew he was from Morgan Park, and they grabbed him up.
Right, and just so everybody know, we from another high school. We Julian, that's Morgan Park.
Right,
so
right.
he came into Julian territory with a Morgan Park jacket or something of that nature.
So they saw him, they grabbed him up and everything, and they was finna serve him up. And I saw it, and I'm like, no, wait a minute, hold on. I'm like, man, he from the neighborhood. That's one of the guys.
Right.
So they was still kind of hesitant. I said, look, man, I said, that's one of the guys. Let him go. And after that, he was like, man.
He always tell that story. He always tell that story.
Thank you.
He always tell that story.
So I sent him on his way and everything. And ever since then, man, he done had that story in his head for like about 25, 30 years.
Bro. Because I remember Jabo said something like, you walked in like, just don't say nothing. Don't say I got you.
Right.
And you walked him right on up out that situation.
Yeah, man, it's been a lot of stories in the neighborhood, man. Like, cats used to get caught up on 95th Street. And I happened to be up in there. I'm like, no, man, them guys from around my way, they was like, boy, y'all lucky.
Man.
You know, so I done been all over in the neighborhood, man, and I just, been real fortunate to be at the level where I was at, and cats respected that. So
yes, sir.
And I just used it the way I needed to, but I never flexed it, or anything like that. But I definitely let cat know, hey, look, that's one of my guys, or that's somebody I know. Let them go, go from there. But like I said, it's a different day and time now, man. I mean, totally different.
It's totally different, man.
Yeah.
So we're glad you made it out of there and man, and on to bigger and better things, more positive things.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
man, much respect, man.
I mean,
much
like
respect.
I said, what saved me is the music, man. That's what saved me.
I was about to ask you about DJing. How did you get into that, man? That's
my grandmama was the first person that supported me as a DJ. My grandmama started me.
So what year is this about? Because I remember hip hop and house music coming in. I was so excited.
1984.
84, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah,
It's
about 6th, 7th grade. Right. Yeah.
And I used to just listen to the mixes all the time, and I used to love them.
WBMX,
all that, man. Every Friday night, Saturday night, have my tapes on. Yeah, listen to all that stuff, and I used to just love the music. And but I've been listening to music all my life since I was a baby, man. So and when I used to hear that music and stuff like that, and I wanted to do it. And I would just, pray one day I'd give me some turntables and a mixer. And my grandmother, she was the first person that started me out. She bought me my first pair of turntables. I bought a mixer from Radio Shack. And I was just doing little block parties back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I met up with my DJ buddy, Michael Miles.
Yeah. Mike Miles, baby.
Yeah, that was my next door, my one house next door neighbor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I remember him doing the block parties. I'm just sitting back here listening like, man.
And me and him would be down in that basement, man, 4 or 5 hours every day, practicing, scratching, all that stuff, man. And I just,
Damn,
you know,
good mic.
102nd and May, baby. 102nd and May. I remember y'all pulling out the, I don't know, y'all used to have a big old table, then y'all had the techniques and a mix and all these crates of records on the porch, man. And y'all just rocked the block party. Hank and Howie and them trying to do theirs across the street.
See, that's when music just really started evolving around in our neighborhood. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So back then, it wasn't even no hip hop dance. See what I'm saying? We was just doing dance music and all that good stuff. Hip hop came a little later down the line, but we was just doing dance music and all that stuff, house music.
Yeah. Right. No words, just beats.
Right, beats.
That's what I remember, yeah.
And then I started hanging out with Andre Hale.
Andre Hale, I ran into Andre a
going
couple
to
of
his
weeks
basement.
ago.
And so that's when the drum machine and all that stuff started coming to play. And I used to watch him play the little keyboard. And I'm like, man, I'm finna do all this stuff.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
You still doing it.
Still doing it.
30
another level now, baby.
Look, 35 years
Doing
later.
neighborhood picnics.
Yeah.
You're doing it all, man.
I'm getting calls for concerts, all that stuff now. And
no shit.
yeah, I mean, DJing now, man, is really a lucrative business and lucrative field if you set up right. So I paid my way grinding, doing parties for free, clubs and all that good stuff. So so I'm a certified DJ because I just didn't jump into this getting on the computer. I came from records, turntables,
right.
cassettes.
I've been in your basement. I saw all them records.
So
we see how you set up,
man.
Right. So you know, I tell cats, hey man, this has been a long grind for me. So I really appreciate it at this point now because I done had houses, trucks, everything. I done put kids through college, grandkids, all that. So it supported me real well, and it still supports me. So I cannot complain about it one bit, you know, and it's beautiful, you know. So and especially at this day and time because it's so streamlined. I don't have to bring out no records. I don't have to do nothing. Everything I need is on my laptop. I do what I do. I rock it just like it was 1987, 89 or whatever, you know?
Y'all used to have a whole entourage of people with all them records y'all used to have to carry, man.
5, 6 crates,
Yeah.
speakers, amps,
Just a
turntables, mixer. Yeah, it was a different time back then. So I don't miss none of them days. My back don't even miss none of them days. So I love it, man. I definitely love it. That's cool. You know, like I said, at this stage of the game, man, I cannot complain about anything that I have going on because I know where I came from and I know where I'm at now. So when I look back and reflect, I'm very thankful. I'm very humble. You know what I'm saying? I thank God for allowing me to be here still to tell a story.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And that's pretty much it, you know? So I tell my grandkids, I'm like, look, y'all couldn't have made it back then where I grew up, okay? Because you had to be tough, okay? You had to know how to fight.
Yes.
All that. You couldn't be no punk because we didn't play all that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's what it is, man. But
hey, with that DJing, is it like a person that you really looked up to that really, I don't know, I think Kid Capri, I think of names, but was it anybody that
stands out that really,
you really was like, man, he cold. If you had to
man, these cats are old, man. Like Grand Wizard Theodore, Jazzy Jeff, Jam Master J.
Jam Master J, yeah.
Them cats that I really looked up to.
Yeah.
Tap Money from Philly.
Okay.
You know, these cats here, I used to watch MTV and I see the videos and all that good stuff, and I'm like, man, they doing it.
Yeah.
And then I used to watch the DMC competitions, you know what I'm saying, the DJ battles.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh my God, I got to practice even more harder now.
Yeah, that's cool.
So you know, it was a lot of cash, you know what I'm saying? But then locally, Farley, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Farley was definitely my idol. You
Yeah.
know?
I was gonna ask you about that now with the local ones, you know.
So Farley, Boogaloo back then.
Boogaloo,
those are the cats I looked up to and respect and everything. And that just made me want to continue on, especially when Farley went overseas and all that good stuff. And the music business started elevating even higher here. Yeah. And I was like, man, I want to be a part of that. So,
you found your niche. You definitely found your niche with it, baby.
Yeah.
You definitely
Like I
found
said,
your
I
niche.
stay in my lane, man. I don't try to do no more, no less. I stay right where I need to be at, and that's why I continue to get calls.
Yeah.
People call me and book me and everything, and like I said, I'm truly grateful and humble because with all these new cats out here that will undercut you, man, I'll do it for $100. Nah, I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like I said, it's been a great ride for me, man, and I'm real thankful and real humble about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Hey, did I hear that you are a Mason? Is that something else that you had elevated to? Or
yeah, I'm a Shriner now. You know what I'm saying? That's
what
a Shriner. That's the highest degree that you can go in masonry. You know what I'm saying? You got 32nd, 33rd, then you can go Shrine.
Oh, man.
So yeah, so
congratulations. That's
yeah, that's another journey, man, that I partook on over 20-something years ago, and that's been great for me as well. You know what I'm saying? It done got me to a level where I've met a lot of people, a lot of good connections, and definitely enlightenment as far as information. You know what I'm saying? So, my son, I had bought him in, but he didn't complete his journey because his life was taken. But he was on his way. You know what I'm saying? So I was teaching him, and he was like, "Dad," he's like, "I didn't know you was that heavy with it." I said, "Son, I've been doing this for a long time, man." So, yeah, it's not for everybody. Let me say that it's not for everybody. Some people go fraternity route, masonry or whatever. But for me, it was just the information. I love information. I love seeking it out, and all that good stuff, and especially about our history, our past. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff is written on these walls in Egypt and all this good stuff. It wasn't there for nothing. Those are the stories. You know what I'm saying? So we have to seek it out and get it. Because they're not going to teach it in public schools, high schools, and universities. So you got to get out there and get it, man. So
Now, let me touch on something with you. You said your son was a Mason too, and you said the pain. Your son wasn't. You had lost your son basically.
Right.
With that pain, I mean that was a different type of pain. I know, just like my man lost his son, man.
Right. Yeah, it for a long time, man. It had me in a mindset of where I wanted to go out and cause harm, bodily harm. You know what I'm saying, to the individuals that killed my son. But as time went on and I dealt with it, you know what I'm saying, I was in a real low state. You know what I'm saying. So I had to really pull myself together and think about it because I have other individuals looking at me, my other grandkids, grandsons, my daughters, nieces, nephews. So I'm like, I can't go that route because it's going to devastate a lot of people. So luckily, with my wife and my mother and all them supporting me and everything, I just had to really dig deep and just, let it go. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I knew my son, what happened to my son was tragic and everything, but, at the end of the day, it's what it was, And then the individual that killed my son, he ended up getting killed like 2 years later.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's just what it is. But, for a long time, like I said, I was in not a pleasant place, you know what I'm saying? And so I just finally started coming around. Probably like in the last year or so, So
yeah, damn.
Yeah. So it's not easy losing a child, man. It is not easy. Okay. And the way me and my son was so tight knit, just like Greg and his son was so tight knit.
Absolutely.
It's really hard, man, because my son was the absolute mirror of me. I mean, I knew my son and everything, and he wanted to be exactly like his dad. He wanted to follow in the same. And I used to try to keep him away from every bit of that because I just knew what it was. But my son was every bit of me, man. I love that boy, his drive and his zeal for life. He was a people person. So when all these individuals came to his service, it it was just overwhelming because it was people that I never met, me or my wife. It was like, man, your son touched me so hard. And he would do things. I mean, he would call people every day and check on them and help people out and all that good stuff. And I'm like, boy, what is you doing? You know, I mean, we used to stay in Alsop, okay? There's a lot of white kids out there and everything. And they would come up to me and was like, man, your son, I really miss your son, man, because he's talked to me every day and all this good. I'm like, huh? And I just didn't realize how influential he was, you know?
Right.
But he was only doing what he saw me do. And he wanted to do the exact same thing. So, yeah, you know, it's what it was, man. So when Greg told me about this podcast, I was like, man, I have to get on that show because me and him can relate.
Yep.
So when I went to his son's service, I told him, I said, bro, I already know exactly where you at. I told him, I said, anytime you need me, my phone is on 24 hours a day.
Yeah,
you can call me anytime. I don't care. And, you know.
We chopped it up in your basement a couple times. I went over there right there. It happened.
So,
sat down and talked to me. I appreciated that.
Yeah,
man.
so other than that, man, I just, you know, I tell parents now, stay on your children 24 hours a day, okay? I don't care if they 26, 28. Call them, check on them, see what they into, because these kids nowadays are into so many different things you have no clue about. So my daughter, 26, I call her every day. She be like, Daddy. She's like, you wearing my phone? I said, girl, I'm your daddy. I don't care. You can be mad all you want, but you'll appreciate it later.
Right.
You know, so
I like that, man.
you know, all
See, my son do me the same way.
That's
He
cool,
do
bro.
me the same way,
you
man.
know,
But
but
you know,
I mean, you know, kids nowadays are into so much different things, man, and the drugs out here they consuming. It's a different era, man. So you really have to be on top of them. You know, you got to hold on to them and everything because these streets is nothing to play with. Yeah. They nothing to play with. They will take your kid in a minute and won't care nothing about it. So we as parents, we still have to be, I don't care if they, like I said, they out the house, got their own play. You still have to be on them, okay? Your job is still not done. So,
I love that, man. Thanks for sharing that, bro.
yeah. So, you know,
Man.
like I said,
I'm over here speechless, man.
I call my kids every day. I call my grandkids every day. We got a group chat. There's like 17 of us in this group chat. We on that group chat every day. Every day. I'm in
staying
two
in
different
touch.
group chats. I'm on my grandkids group chat with my wife and them. Then I'm on the group chat with my mother, my cousins. Man, it's bananas.
With your family. Yeah.
Right, it's bananas. But
Yeah.
it keeps us all tight-knit and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm on. That's what I do every day. Yeah. And then after I do all that, then I call all my guys in the neighborhood. Everybody. I do that every day, bro. I check on all my guys in the neighborhood.
He got on me too, Put.
all the time.
He called me. Man, you need to start calling me, Greg. I'm like, man, I apologize, man. I don't know what, but Runno will call me, man, once a month,
Man,
once
listen.
every 2 weeks or something. I'm getting a call. Just checking on you, man. What you doing?
Yeah,
You
I mean,
do that,
because
man. I appreciate
we did all
that too, bro.
when we was younger.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
nothing should change. See what I'm
Yes.
saying? We did all that when we was young.
Yeah.
Just because we got older, got more responsibility, that's fine. But at the end of the day, we still grew up in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
We all still ran the same block, did all the same. So just to pick up the phone and say, hey, man, how you doing? What's the problem? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is the problem?
Yeah.
So I just, like I said, that's a routine that I got from my grandmother because my grandmother would do that every Sunday night.
Yeah.
She had a book.
Yeah.
She would open up on Sunday nights, and she would call all her church members. And I just picked that up from my grandmother, and I've been still doing that to this day.
Wow.
To this day.
Yeah.
bro.
That's hey.
Yeah,
salute.
that's a good habit,
Salute,
man.
man.
Definitely,
So, you know,
definitely.
And that's pretty much it, man. So, you know, like I said, I love my neighborhood. I love all my guys I grew up with, because I don't look at them just as we grew up in there. A lot of these guys is like family to me. You know what I'm saying? I embrace them. I spend night at your house.
I know that. So
Me and your brother.
when I seen you
I
at
been
my
down
brother's
to your house a
funeral,
couple times, too.
he was there at 9:00.
Yeah.
My mother had the repast and stuff that morning before the funeral. That Joker was one of the first
Yeah,
ones there.
that's
I looked
my
up and seen
man.
him. I said, "Damn,
Look, that's
first
my
one there, man."
man.
So you
Like
know,
I said,
I know where he coming from, man. The brother's truly humble.
I used to spend out of y'all house all the
Yep.
time.
Yep.
Down in the basement.
Down in the basement,
Yeah.
there. Sure
Yeah,
did.
so,
Sure
know,
did. Yeah.
it's what, and then all of us, half of us, was in the Boy Scouts back then. You see what I'm saying? My mother was the den mother. You see what I'm saying?
was.
Yeah, so,
Right there on the 103rd.
Yeah, at
Right
the
there.
church. Yeah. So, it's
Hold on, which church y'all talking about?
right
Aberdeen?
there on the
103rd,
corner.
Aberdeen.
And Aberdeen, the little
Yeah.
white church.
Yep, the white church. Yep.
Used to go up in
Yep.
there, man.
Yeah, sure.
Race
I
all
was
the-
a Boy Scout up there too.
race
Yeah,
our little soapbox cars up in there and everything. All that. Man, we was going
Damn.
trips.
Yeah, are you bro? I
everything.
actually forgot about that, bro.
Hey, Greg, I've been there, done
Yeah.
there with all this, man. So
Man.
I'm a thoroughbred with it, man. Like I said, we had the best time in that neighborhood back then, man. So
I love Wild Wild. I love
right,
it.
see what
our
I'm saying?
neighborhood was
so
definitely
when I
different back
represent,
then.
you know what I'm saying? Because my email address is TreyDJ103. See what I'm saying?
Straight up.
That's
Yeah.
where I'm from.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so like I said, I just love where we was at, man. I wouldn't change that for nothing in the
Nothing.
world. I
Nothing.
wouldn't change the experience for nothing in the world, man, because it made us who we are right now to this
Yep.
day. See what I'm saying? Grown, responsible men doing what we're supposed to do, take care of our families, everything. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, I love it. You know?
It's just like, man, you a bigger version of Hick, man. That's why Hick was like a big ass teddy bear to everybody, man.
Man, my brother loved hanging out with y'all,
Dude.
man. He loves y'all so
And that's
so
where he
much,
got
man.
all it from you, man. Just
Yeah.
like, man, I miss that man.
Yeah,
Man, Hick was the voice of reason.
Yeah.
No matter what was going on, he could call you and talk to you.
Yeah.
And just like with a lot of things that you saying, man, that shit rubbed off on your brother, man, like really hard.
Man, yeah, you're right. You definitely right, man, because me and my brother was like night and day. He'd talk. I'd be ready to knock his head. We finna fight. But my
And
brother...
you definitely didn't want to run up on him,
Right.
either, because he
So
had
my-
the physical appearance, but he
Yes,
just
yes.
didn't.
Right. So my brother, he had definitely he would talk and after that he go get a drink with you or whatever, or y'all
Man,
smoke a blunt or
dude.
something. But I didn't realize how much I influenced him as well until we had that funeral. We had his service. And all these people came out and showed all that love to him, man, and everything, man. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, that is crazy, man, because if he had a problem, man, I'm going to get my brother, man. I'm going to go get my brother.
Yeah.
And
You
then
ain't want to
after
go
that,
run get your brother.
It's over with, man, because if he called me, it's going to be a problem. Then.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk up there, and then we're going to do what we're going to do, and that's going to be that. So,
Hey, man, just to validate, man, rest in peace, Hick, man.
Man.
When my son died, right?
mm-hmm.
Your brother, I left out the house, whatever, to go to the funeral. I'm at the church. Your brother and Damon Walker shadowed me the whole day.
I
This is
remember
the
that.
type of person
remember that.
Hick was. He shadowed me the whole day from the funeral to the repast, all the way till I got back home, until I went in my house. That's when he left me. He stayed on my hip that
I remember that.
whole
I remember
day,
that, man. Because, like I said, we came to the service and
Wow.
everything. I was sitting off to the side, and he was right there with you every step of
The
the way.
whole day.
But see, that's how we grew up though back then. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how tight knit we were back then. See what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so yeah, that wasn't uncommon.
Yeah.
And like I said, he definitely. He loved y'all dudes, man. Cause every day,
40
that's where he's
strong,
at.
man.
With y'all on the block, chilling. I'm over Greg crib.
Yeah.
I'm over Donnie house.
Donnie Second May.
You
That's
know,
what we
Dre
did,
Perkins'
bro.
house. So,
Yeah.
like I said, we
Yeah.
we
Oh,
developed
I'm so sorry.
Hard
we
to
de-
go.
Right,
Hard to
we-
go.
Right,
man.
we
Hard to
developed.
go.
We developed a bond, man. That
gotta answer
still to this day, that it's just what it is. Anytime we have events, we pretty much network and let everybody know. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when I put that information out
Yeah.
about telling him,
Hold on one second.
telling him about having the tribute at my house for my brother, man, dude, that right there.
We all was
but
there.
It was
Dude,
bananas.
it was crazy. You
It
couldn't
was
even the
bananas.
basement was so packed. It was just so many people there. But that's how you know a lot of people loved Hick like that, man. Because like I say, man, he let me tell you what he did with me. Me and my wife had a party. And you know Trey. Trey came in there and cut up. Now, he called me out the blue the next day because he heard how mad I was at Trey ass. And this is how he asked for. I'm saying, what's up, Hick? Man, Putz, you know you can't do nothing to Trey, man. Man, Putz, come on. You know he don't mean it was just the way that he would talk to you. I couldn't even get mad. Like I said, Hick, you know what, man? You 100% right. But that's what he did. The love that he just had for everybody. I don't think he had a mean bone in his body, man.
Nah.
If he did, he never showed it.
Right.
Like it take a lot to piss Hick off.
Right.
Hick was a big ass teddy bear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he just man, truly missed, man.
Yeah.
That was my man's there, man. Hick was.
Yeah, he definitely he carried himself in a certain light, man. And
he did.
Every time somebody see him, they go Big Hick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He come in there, what it do, baby?
At every event, you know,
Always
he
got a cup.
always.
Always got a cup in his hand.
Always.
You, baby. I be like, boy, you wild, man.
Man, I just had Chanel call my phone. I was about to put her on because, dude, last season, we talked about Hick when Chanel came on, and Chanel just started crying. That's how much she loved your brother.
Yeah, it's about that time.
Man, let's go ahead and twist that up. While Chanel popping this bottle, I want to send shouts out to Ramon Thangs, 40 Strong. Yeah, I heard you over there. Chanel wild all day, so she know what's going on. We lost a beautiful brother, a very supportive brother.
I just want to say that man right there, every chance he got, he told me, man, you a great ass mama. Every chance. He was like, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of what you're doing with your kid. Every time. And I just hate I ain't never get to say, I love you, Unc. That was part of my village. He was one of them.
Shout out to you, brother.
My brother, he got around in some places, and a lot of people knew him.
Yes.
And I did not know it. I mean, people was coming up to me like, dude, I did not know that was your brother. And he was like, that dude, man, he's a genuine dude. And I mean, they were just telling me so many stories. And I'm like,
Touched a lot of souls, man.
I'm like,
that
wow,
boy touched a lot of
man.
souls, man.
And,
He knew his purpose. He knew his purpose
yeah.
here. He knew
So,
his
you
purpose,
know,
man.
I'm so proud of him, man. And like I said, he got his CDL and he started driving trucks.
Sure did.
Yep.
That was,
Sure
man,
did.
that was
He
the
sure
best
did.
thing for him.
He
And he
sure did.
loved that.
He sure did.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, now I can take care of my boys and all that stuff and everything. And he was doing it, man. He was definitely doing it. He loved getting his sons and everything, having them hang out with him and taking them to the barber shop and, you know, all that good stuff, man. And he was definitely larger than life, man. So I just I'm glad he experienced what he experienced here, and his legacy is definitely gonna live on through his children.
Definitely.
I try to stay with my nephews as much as I can with them and everything. He definitely did some things here, man, and he was inspiring to try to be like me. You know what I'm saying? And he just did his own thing.
Yeah.
Though, you know,
He
so-
walked his own path.
Yes,
He
sir.
walked his own
Yes, sir.
path.
That was a
man.
great one, too.
Yeah.
Hey, I like to use my son's platform to shout out black fathers. Is it any black fathers that you would like to shout out? And I noticed you also didn't say your son's name, and we need you to say your son's name here. But the question is, any father figures there you would like to, share characteristics about that man?
I would have to give a shout out to my uncle. My uncle was definitely instrumental in raising me.
What's his name?
My uncle Amzie Terry, my other uncle, Daryl Thames. Those individuals there, man, those are two of the main individuals that kept me in check and kept me moving throughout this whole ordeal and everything. I want to give a shout out to my stepfather, Willie Wallace Sr., because he was there in my earlier years and stuff like that. That was pretty much it. You know, those guys there helped and shaped me and molded me. You know, kept me on point about a lot of stuff. My son, his name is a long name. So his name is Naya Malik Zaki Thames L. He has a Moorish name.
Okay.
I was about to ask you about that.
Right. So I chose that because I want him to know his Moorish background, his Moorish history and everything, and where, you know, our people came from and all that good stuff. So I taught him ever since he was a baby about that.
Wow.
So yeah, so
you was already into the Mason when you
I
had,
was studying I was studying
okay.
information since I've been like 13 years old.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I've been on this journey for a long time with that.
Runno, so you gang banging, you DJing, and you going home reading books, masonry books. At 13, I put down this.
Listen.
Man, bro.
I was doing a lot of stuff,
Man, bro.
So yeah.
Can't stop that man, dog.
Yeah,
Can't stop
really.
that man,
If
boy.
if you saw my library at home, man, I got like 3 bookshelves, just nothing but books,
Wow,
and scrolls, and all that stuff, man. I mean, yeah, it's
Wow.
you know, like they say,
No disrespect, but I would have never thought that Runno had all these books
Never,
at home.
never
They was
judge
going
a
home to
book by its
read.
cover.
Yeah, that's
Never
true.
judge
Yeah,
a
I say that
book
with the
by
most
its cover.
respect, bro.
I tell people all the time, don't let these glasses fool you. I take these glasses off.
It's Runno again.
Something else. I put them back on. I'm mild-mannered Clark Kent now, you know. So,
Right.
yeah, like I said, listen, the library on 95th Street, I just go there and get like 10, 15 books at a time.
Really?
Man, be reading. Because the information is there, man. If you want to know what it's in the book, they put them in the books, but they know we not going to read.
We ain't gonna read.
So, man, I used to be up there all the time grabbing books, all that stuff, man. I just wanted to know.
Wow.
See what I'm saying? I wanted to know. I would see history about Egypt and all that stuff, Africa, but I really wanted to know. I wanted to engulf myself and really know the language, the people, the culture, everything, because we descended from these people. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So if we never go over there, at least you reading about it, getting some type of idea of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and like I said, when my children, before they was born, I already knew the names that I was giving them because I needed them to have strong names and characters and everything.
Yes. Yeah.
So when I named my son Malik and I named my daughter Malika, those mean king and queen. You see what I'm saying? So I was giving them identity already when they first was born. And I started teaching them from day one. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, my son and my daughter, they was thoroughbreds about you try to teach them some stuff, they like, come on, man. And then they go to sources where they know what information that, and then they compare with you and they break it down. So
Wow.
so yeah, like I said, you know.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. So, you know, I done taught my grandkids and stuff like that. A lot of my grandkids, they study and all that good stuff. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of stuff, man. So, you know.
That is
So
awesome,
about
bro.
trade.
Like I said,
Baby.
the
That is
gangbang
awesome.
stuff, that was a thing
Yeah.
of pain, but I'm on something more positive and more enlightening now, man. And that's what I've been charged with. See what I'm saying? My ancestors say, look, we want you to be our voice and put that information out there. And that's what I've been doing ever since.
Wow.
You know? So,
Man, my brother, that's just
yeah.
well shit. I mean, you know.
But with those, I wanted to go to the final thought. You said that.
What's the final thought? Like, what can he come up with the final thought? What else can he say?
Man,
What else can this
think-
man say,
'cause
man?
I want to know this. I want to know this. I want to know this. You said that something to the fact that you was appointed to. What did you just say 10 seconds ago? To
I was
spread
being charged,
that. You've been
yeah.
charged to.
Yeah, I mean,
And
that's a calling.
what is
man.
that?
That's
what-
a calling. I mean, it's just something that's been in me ever since I've been little, man. I mean, I've been seeing the signs and symbols around us all my life. I just didn't recognize them back then because I was too little. But now that I'm older and I see certain things and I know what it's for and I know what it's about, but it's my duty to enlighten y'all. See what I'm saying? For the ones that don't know
Yeah.
and help you out along your path because it's out here. You see what I'm saying? So and that's what I do. I'm a thorough, avid reader and study of information, man.
Cool.
So and that's what it is. You know.
So what's that final thought, man? Let's wrap it up. What you want to leave the people with, man? What message you want to leave our people with? It's on you, bro.
Just be better individuals. Be more responsible. Help your fellow man out. Take care of your community. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your community.
103rd.
And and like I say, if you're able to do it. If not, then it's just what it is. But we all got a purpose out here, and we all here for something, okay? Big, little, small, whatever. And just do what you do. That's all.
And there we go.
That's it.
Y'all heard it from the mouth. Runno Thames.
Mr.
Wild
Runno,
Hundreds.
Wild
There we
Hundreds.
go.
There you go.
Daddy's podcast.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Yes, sir.